Hey guys, I'm coming guys today to talk to you guys about a man that was bold, courageous, and brave. And he also fought alongside with Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm talking about this man right here, Malcolm X, who also helped pave the way for many activists and protesters today. And let me just give you guys a little background of him. Malcolm X was born Malcolm Little on May 19th, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. And his parents was Lewis and Earl Little. And no, he wasn't the only child. He had 8 other siblings. And the mother was a housewife, and the father was a minister and a member of the Black Nationalists. And the family didn't stay long in Omaha due to all the threats that the father was receiving. And so they picked up their stuff and left and went to Langston, Michigan, to where his father was later murdered 2 years of just being there. But the mother couldn't stand the devastation of losing her husband and went into a deep depression. And by her going into depression led to not to be able to take care of her kids, to where they end up all getting separated into different foster homes and orphanages. And you guys probably thinking like, wow, he did, he lived like a very harsh life. Yeah, he did. But it get a little harder than that. He ended up aging out and moving to Boston, Massachusetts, to where he caught his first criminal charge and spent 10 years he got sentenced to 10 years in jail for burglary. But while he was in jail, he was studying the ministry of Elijah Muhammad and later became a Muslim. And through his fellowship and following of Muhammad, he became a member of the Nationals of Islam, which he later began being a member after he was released on parole. But with that platform he built from himself, he later ended up talking about the injustices that was happening across the nation with the police brutality and segregation. And with his speech about police brutality, he felt as if we need to stop oppose to the violence that was going on and how we should change as a country. And he wanted to see a different outcome to the injustices that was going on. We have to fight for the change that we want, and to see that we have to stand up for things that we don't see that is right. We don't always have to use violence to answer our problems. And Malcolm X kind of led in that direction, but he didn't want it to go in that particular direction. But with all the protesting and everything that was going on, that's what happened. And as he stated in his speech, we should come together as a nation, and we should come together as a nation against the common enemy, which means we should stand together as a country and come together and fight on the problems, not each other. And like the rioting and protests that's going on today surrounding the George Floyd case, I do agree for what everybody is fighting for and what everybody is standing for, but I do not agree with how everybody is going about vandalism stores or taking properties that isn't theirs. And with all that being said, Malcolm X talked about another bigger picture that we're facing, that we don't have to face as much as of today, and which is segregation. The color of our skin should be dictate on how we live our lives. We should be able to live our lives peacefully, just as well as everybody else. Malcolm X also wrote a speech called A Ballot or a Bullet, talking about the African Americans and how we need to speak up and fight for things that we don't see right. And if we also go and take further steps and just voting on the right people that should be in office. If it wasn't for the men and women like Malcolm X who fought their ways to help us to live in a nation that we call home today for inequality, we wouldn't have that many injustices as we do across the country. I can only imagine seeing how hard it is living in those times. And I get it. Not everything's peaches and cream. But it's the world we live in. But I want to thank you guys today for listening to me speak on Malcolm X and how great things, how he created to help. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to speak on Malcolm X and all the things he did to help pave the way for many of you guys to protest and be activists today. And I want to leave you guys with this quote: be the change that you want to see. Thank you. Good night.